Hi guys, I got this at this particular T-shirt at Saigon Jane, and I think it's quite clever actually. I hope you can see that on the screen. I've just zoomed all the way back here, and then I'll get even closer. And yeah, I quite like that. That was one of the only one that was really particularly creative that I bought there. Now I'm back in Cairns. I've been back for a week. Not 100% physically, still got the old Mr. G happening downstairs, and so I can't blame the Vietnamese cuisine because I'm back on the Western diet, and so I can't blame the pho bows and the banh mi's with the chili sauce. So yeah, and I also got a bit of a cold, which I always seem to get in Vietnam. It's very strange. So a few things have been happening in the world that I just want to mention before we get back into the travel footage. We had the big return of Donald Trump to the X platform, formerly Twitter, and we had this very long 2-hour interview between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. It actually wasn't really an interview, it was more a casual chat. Amazing how close these guys are to one another because they're both disruptors in their own way. Trump in a political fashion, entertainment area, and in the case of Elon Musk, of course, with EV development and SpaceX. Amazing what they've produced, these guys individually, and they have a lot of respect for one another. One of the things I found fascinating about this particular chat was that Elon Musk was a big Obama fan a few years back. He actually said he waited 6 hours to get a handshake with Obama. I presume that must have been around a decade or so ago, and he's actually switched since then. He's not quite as enamoured of the Democrats as he was. As a matter of fact, he's very much aligned with Donald Trump, the way things are going. I don't know if he's actually donating any money, but he certainly is has a more conservative outlook on life. And that tends to happen when you get older. It happened to myself as well. So I found it a fascinating interview. Of course, journalistic rags like The Guardian just said it was rambling. Well, that's total BS. It was actually enlightening, I thought. And I thought they spoke a lot of common sense, as opposed to Kamala Harris, who will not commit to any policies at this stage, which I don't think she's capable of because she doesn't have the intellectual ability to get her head around issues like inflation, and tries to deflect from the fact that she was actually in the Biden regime as the vice president and could have done something about inflation, but now she's blaming the Biden regime for not doing it, and now she says if she becomes president, she will do something about it. It's the biggest load of BS you've ever heard. It's just ridiculous. And we're going to have a whole lot of crap to have to put up with in Australia because we've got an election coming up next year with Albo and Peter Dutton. So hold on to your seats because we're going for a bumpy ride. We're going to hear a lot of BS from all sides, I'd say. So that's basically it. I'm still in one piece. I'm clinging to life, as it were. A bit of a froggy throat, and this is to be expected after that trip. So I'm sort of in recovery mode right now. Hopefully I'll be on the mend next week. Anyway, that's it. I'll let you now get back into the archival footage of my the final part of my trip to Vietnam. Hope you enjoy it. By the way, remember to subscribe. I want to thank people for subscribing. I'm up to 911 subscriptions. We're in the nervous 90s now. Less than 90 subs and we make the magic 1,000. So thank you very much for all your support. Please give me thumbs up and give me comments because I don't get them when I comment on other videos. Something very fishy is happening. I do numerous comments on other people's videos during each day, and for weeks I have not received one reply. It never works like that in the past. It's never been like that. I think I'm being blocked. Nothing would surprise me when it comes to the techos when they come to censoring people's opinions. It's just absolutely appalling. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the latest instalment of my Vietnam trip. I'm heading off to the dentist. Pretty sure that a filling's fallen out, but even if it hasn't, it's just good to have it checked in any case. I'll probably only charge about 25-30 bucks just to have a look at it. So it'd be bloody stupid not to get it done here, because if it is a cavity, it's just going to get worse. I'll get a toothache and then I'll have to have something done probably in Oz, which is not ideal. Yeah, see all this work happening here. Have to divert. Oh, I'll get back on the footpath now. It's you're really lucky if you can get any stretch of footpath that's uninterrupted, even around here. And of course, they don't repair the bricks that have been dislodged, so maintenance is not on the agenda. Anyway, I'll get to see how the other half lives once the top's down south. Definitely a more upmarket area, I think, but this one's more convenient, so I've got no problem with where I've chosen. I found a really nice place down south. Down the southern part, I'd take it, but this is a good area for getting food and doing your retail shopping, groceries and what have you. Alrighty, well I did have to get something done with that tooth. I was dead right. He's basically fixed it up again with a filling, but he did say that really for a permanent solution I'd need to get a crown. This cost me $1,700,000 today, which is probably the most I've spent here, but that would equate to about I would think around $100. So to have a filling done, which I suppose is very cheap by Australian standards. He also had a little mini x-ray. He just took an x-ray of the individual tooth, and when he mentioned x-ray I thought, oh god, I'm going to have to go downstairs into the x-ray room to get the whole thing done. But no, it's obviously must be a lower powered one, and it just works on the actual anyway, just works on that actual tooth. So yeah, well, my diagnostic skills are okay, obviously. Like I say, he says you just got to be careful with that tooth because he's a bit worried it could come out again. So yeah, but 8 mil, that's getting up there a bit. That's a lot more dough than I'd expect. So to get the crown, anyway, he got me done straight away, which is good. And yep, that's that one out of the way, and it had to be done. So now I'll finally get my my breakfast, a very late breakfast today. Yeah, I forgot to take the camera to the to number 5 bar yesterday. Interesting day, not what I expected, but you know, you get used to it over here. The guy who, the grab guy, took forever to get going. He was fiddling around and doing this and that, and he actually got me to change position on the seat halfway down the road towards where the big supermarket is that I go to. Not the close one, but the other one that you have to go down that winding road. We stopped and I had to shove forward. So he's very finicky, this guy. I think it's one of his first fares, because he was quite shocked when I gave him a 5,000 dong tip. Yeah, he seemed to me as if he hadn't been in the business that long. So that was weird. That was a bit unusual, but that was only the beginning of the strange occurrences yesterday, because unbeknownst to me, apparently the Prime Minister of Vietnam died. I'll have to check that. I was going to fact check that before I actually did this video, but I forgot to look it up online. I'll go and see, because I'll be in the English language papers that I check out that are Saigon based, so that'll confirm it. But as a consequence of that, when I arrived at number 5 bar, the doors were locked, the main doors. And I went up I thought, well, this is weird. So then this guy was just hanging out the door of Bricks, which is the restaurant that's attached to number 5 bar. Separate building, but they've got a common doorway, an interior doorway. And so he told me that this guy had died, and that the number 5 bar, the main part of the bar, is now closed. I think they're doing a painting job on it because they have to close it down because of there's a bereavement period of a couple of days. So my knowledge, actually, it was also shut on Thursday, so 2 days. So Wednesday, I was lucky I went there Wednesday because it's the last day that the actual main part of it was open. But they still carried out business in Bricks. I was almost tempted to leave because I thought, this just doesn't seem right, because I couldn't even get a seat at the bar because it's just a small restaurant. They just didn't have it's just about a third the size of the main bar. So of course Friday's the most popular day. I decided to turn up a little later, about 5:30, because I don't want to get too pissed. And so as a consequence, it was packed when I got there. And but I actually sat across from the bar, and I actually started having a chat to an Australian guy who'd been working in Southeast Asia for years, and he's Cambodia based, and that was quite interesting. He was an interesting guy to talk to. Carpenter by trade, but now he's moved into management, and he's doing really well for himself. He's obviously very well off. Well, he told me he's getting 20 US a month he's earning. So it's a nice little earner. And he's got about, I think he said he gets about 4 houses in both Cambodia and Australia. So he's doing well, and he's a Richmond supporter as well, so we could share our misery as well. So that was interesting. But no, he was interesting. He was that's what I like about that bar, is that you can just you meet some interesting people. Met a lot of people that are doing well with business there. It's quite extraordinary. Not so many travellers this time. Mainly expats, 90% expats. And I'm sort of a pseudo one, I guess, because I've been here so long. But he was interesting, very interesting guy to talk to. And he said he works for the biggest company in Cambodia, and he's schmoozed with some very influential people there. I think the Prime Minister turned up for one of their dues, because they were completing some new project. They work not just in Cambodia, but right throughout Southeast Asia, apparently, the company. So keeps him pretty busy. He's going to be going to Laos. Sounds like a pretty good life. And he's here, I think he's here for a few weeks, he said. But they've got projects all over the place. But so that was, and he said he can't get a handle on the nuances of corruption, because it does exist, and he was basically an amateur. And I said, in a way, that's a good thing. It means at least you're keeping your integrity, even if you're not great at the bag under the table stuff. It's a good thing we've got that sort of transparency in the West, and that transfers to him. But anyway, really, really interesting guy to chat to. So I'm going to go and get myself a bang me. The place next door, you can see, it really does good business. I don't know what they sell, but they're always busy there. And now we're looking across to a business called Little Dog, and presumably a grooming place, but maybe they sell diminutive canines. That's another option, I guess. But you get some quirky little businesses around here. There actually is a form of breakfast that I haven't tried that is really popular, and it's just around the corner here. I probably should try that as a change. But I sort of like my far bow so much. Because I get the greens as well. That's the thing about it. So especially at Far Vietnam. But I don't know when they're going to be open again with the exterior, just because they've got a pile of dirt there. Apparently they can't serve people outdoors, which is a drag. But I don't know how long that's going to last. So that's you can see the board there. Yeah, that's the board for here. So they have a variety of food here, but they get a lot of people who like bike riders and things like grab guys and the like. They seem to come here quite a bit. Oh, it's Sunday morning, second last Sunday. Yeah, it will be too. I'm getting near the end of the trip, so not much longer to go. Woke up with a couple of YouTube critiques of the opening ceremony of the Paris Olympics, and apparently it was a total disaster. They tried to for some reason they chose to have a pseudo Last Supper comprising of drag queens, with a particularly obese one in the place where Jesus was normally. I'm agnostic, so I'm not no religious particular inclinations, but I'm wondering what the hell has that got to do with the Olympics? The Olympics should be a showcase for the country, and what it almost looks as though it's showcasing is the decadence and decline of France. Because people have mentioned that recently, and this sort of reinforces that perception that France is getting on the skids. And of course, Emmanuel Macron gave this an abortion of an opening ceremony, the thumbs up. He gave it the thumbs up, and it just seems like it's that class of people. They all think this is quite normal. And I'd say that apparently it was universally panned online, and I would say the average Frenchman would be incensed, and it'd be very embarrassing for the athletes too. I've got no particular interest in the Olympics, to be quite frank, but you know, if you're going to have them, do them right. Show a bit of respect. There's a lot of history involved with them, and this is just a fad. This woke stuff is going to go down. Already DEI stuff, people employed in the DEI industry are losing their jobs in companies. The worm has turned and things are coming back to more sanity. So I'm just hoping that the outside tables are still looks like they're in operation. Oh, they've cleaned that bloody pile of dirt finally. Thank God we're back into normality at Far Vietnam. That's good. Yeah, I certainly am a creature of habit. The waiter came straight up to me, he knew exactly what I wanted, and he was very friendly. He said Sing Jiao. They don't normally do that, so that was nice of him. Yeah, Elon Musk apparently also cancelled his subscription to the Olympic site on X once he saw the abomination of an opening ceremony. So, yeah, going to be interesting to see what happens. Also, I saw an interesting video on this guy, was it Lichman? I think his name, Alan Lichman, I think his name is, and he's an academic from Harvard who has these keys and whatever to determine who's going to win presidential elections. He claims 9 out of 10 elections he's picked accurately because of these keys, which are things like incumbency, the state of the economy, military blunders, a whole lot of different things. But he's dead set, he was believing that Joe Biden was going to definitely win the election prior to Kamala taking over. And of course he thinks Kamila's a shoo-in as well, so I've got my doubts about this guy now. So I think he might come a cropper this time round. We'll see. Yeah, I just saw a report on from a mob called Africa TV. It's not exactly a big channel. They only had like 3 likes, I think. And they did interviews with people about the Paris Olympics opening ceremony. And they had about 3 people, and they all said they thought it was great. And yet, you look at the comments under the video, everybody's panning it. So, just shows you how out of touch the media is, and how they manipulate things. They just make it their own agenda. I think the most blatant one though at the moment is this thing about the mainstream media in America trying to run the narrative that Kamala Harris was never the border czar, which is just total horseshit. The number of times I would have heard that, you know, it'd be in the dozens probably from different media organisations. Now they're just trying to rewrite history. It's really frightening. It's very Orwellian and the sort of thing you'd expect in, say, Soviet Russia rather than in the US. The media's totally corrupted over there now. It's not great in Australia either for that matter. But that's just extraordinary how they think they can actually get away with it, the arrogance. And the obviously contempt they hold in the audience. I think they're that stupid that they can abide this line. They're so desperate to get Harris in. As I say, they're activists rather than journalists. They're not disinterested parties. They're right in the thick of it. And I've got a fairly empty suitcase. I really could do with some more stuff, you know, to buy some stuff. I haven't actually seen anywhere here that's like a souvenir shop, but there must be something in D1. I'll have to do a bit of research, I think. Try to pick up some stuff to take home apart from the duty-free grog. The Aussie dollar's not doing well, that's for sure. It was at its height, it got up to about 68 US cents. Now it's down to about 65, and it was over 17,000 dong. Now it's down to about mid 16,000, which is similar to what I was getting last time, but it's a bit galling that's happening during the trip. It's dropping again. It only went up for a short time. So, yeah, it's very hard to pick currencies. But at least I changed about $1.5 grand while I was here. I wish I'd changed a bit more now at that rate, but I'll have to do it at the lower rate to get a bit more money out before I go. I was just leaving the mall. I got the shopping done that I wanted to get done. I actually did get a black top, but it doesn't have a top pocket. I like the polo shirts, they're more practical, but I went with it anyway. It's about, I don't know how much would it be, about $20 I suppose, something like that. Yeah, around $20 it costs, so that's reasonable. And I wanted to get some change. I ended up getting 1,000 dong. It's the only small note I got back. The others are 200. So I'm having no luck getting any change at the moment. It's really frustrating. So when I call a grab bike, I'm going to be scraping to find the change, which is a drag. Because you want to have the exact change if you can, just so that if someone's unscrupulous, I'll try ripping you off saying they don't have change and charge you more. Well, I'm tipping them anyway, so I suppose I'm covered to some extent there. But yeah, I'm really the well has run fairly dry. I might be able to get some change at number 5 bar tonight. Might be my best bet. It's just I had plenty when I turned up, and I just see, if you go to Winmart, they will never give you change. They always ask if you've got 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever, so they don't have to dig into their small change, which is really annoying because one of the things you go to a supermarket is to get change. I was just unlucky with the tally today because it got to that. If it had just been a little higher or a little lower, it would have got a bit more change, but just stiff. I can't win right at the moment. At least it's not too bad a day. Certainly no rain, and it's not that hot heat. It's not that hot, that's what I'm trying to say. So it's not too bad. Wow, it was a lot easier getting here today than on Friday. The traffic was way down. I'm just going to this little market here. Hopefully they're still selling cuon. So I brought my bag with me so I can actually take it as well. So we'll see how we go. Hopefully they haven't packed up. There were 2 sellers here last time. I was pretty disappointed with the local one I had. So, I mean, the one I got my previous Sunday was sensational, but the other one during the week, not so good. So hopefully we'll have a bit of luck here today. It's looking a bit quiet though. You just never know when these people are operating. I'm here really early though. It's only 10 past 5, so made really good time. So I'm in no rush to get to the bar. Fingers crossed. Nothing so far. I'll concentrate on this side of the road. And hopefully that's all meat and stuff on that side, so they'd like a butcher's and what have you. So just keep my eyes peeled for this is grog. I should have them around here somewhere. Have a look. You have to work hard to get your goy coon these days. It's not an easy thing. It used to be a lot more prevalent. That's all grog. Last thing I need to buy, I'm going to be going to the bar, so I don't need any grog. No, not one. Oh, that's not goy coon. Oh, not doing too well here. This could be a wipeout. What's it there? No. Obviously a whole lot of other stuff, but no goy coon. Oh, must be here too late. Oh, what a bummer. Damn it. Yeah, like I said, I saw a couple of them last time I was down here, but yeah, it's all about timing, this stuff. Nope. No sign of it. Oh, that's all bombed out totally on that one. I thought I had more luck. Well, there's supposed to be a goy coon place just round the corner. Just this little connecting park is just down there on the next street, and they cost about 12,000, so they're a little more expensive than the other ones. But yeah, it's not an issue really. It's because they could be better quality. So, because the ones I got last time were pretty ordinary. The ones prior to that were fantastic, so I just want to get some decent ones. But it's supposed to be here on the left, I think. It's 72 in this particular street. This is where I was looking for that other place too. So it's a bit weird. I'm looking for two restaurants in virtually the identical area. Now that's... Well, I got the address. I don't know if it's this place or it's... I don't know. I'm just not sure. Well, it could be across the road. But it's 72. Oh, there's any numbers here. I'll just have a look. But this could be the same as last time. Let's just see if we'll find it. Now that's a sauna, so that's definitely not it. Let's just keep looking around. Is there any numbers? I doubt that I'd have any luck there. Yeah, it feels a bit like the Bermuda Triangle over there. Not the Bermuda Triangle there with restaurants. I just cannot. That's the second one I've been trying to find, and the other one went out of business. And I'm assuming the similar fate has probably occurred with this one. It's damn annoying because it looked like it was just virtually in spitting distance. I could get the goy coon, but no. Oh boy. Yeah, well, that's Google for you. All these businesses, they go with. There used to be a little cafe just here that I'm walking through now to get up to my room, and they seem to have packed up for permanently. So, you know, small businesses, they go by the wayside pretty quickly. Alright, it's Tuesday morning. I only had a couple of beers yesterday, and so I bought at the main supermarket, so feeling a lot better today. I might have another pub-free day today. I might go to the local pub, we'll see how I feel. Might go to Speakeasy. But some rather disturbing news online regarding what's happening with the American election. Apparently big tech is now basically wiping out all reference to the Donald Trump assassination attempt, specifically Facebook and Google. So that's a real worry. Very dystopian, very 1984-ish. You've got to really wonder what's happening to the world when these big tech companies really believe that they talk about a shadow government. Well, I think they're coming out of the shadows. I think big tech is huge donors to the Democrat Party, and Zuckerberg sort of admired Trump after the assassination, but now his own portal, which is Facebook, is actually now just basically washing it from history, rewriting history as if it didn't happen. So that doesn't reflect very well upon his character, which I'd never really held in high esteem anyway. So it worries me they've got so much power. They can manipulate people so much. I don't know what's going to transfer into votes for Kamala Harris. Well, let's see. She's not a great candidate, although Trump also made a mistake. He sort of said the Christians wouldn't have to vote again if they voted for him. So it made it sound as if, it could be interpreted as he was saying, I want this to be an autocracy. But when he was in power, he wasn't an autocrat. So, that's the bottom line. It's just, politics is a pain in the ass. Anyway, it'd be nice to just go here and have a far bowl. I'll go this one. Yep, it's good to have the tables outdoors happening again. Other news, and this has not been reported by anyone apart from one YouTube channel I saw. The Venezuelan elections were held yesterday, and Maduro got his ass kicked, and the opposition won the election comfortably, but then they reversed the result, and so there was celebrations amongst the opposition, assuming that they'd be given the election. They were ecstatic, and soon that turned from ecstasy to anger as Maduro came up with his usual stuff of trying to just basically reverse the result, hold his own election victory Mardi Gras, and now there are mass protests in Venezuela. Hopefully they'll sustain the pressure and force that prick finally to get out of office, because they're going to be sanctioned to the eyeballs if they try to hold on to power with an illegitimate win. So, but it's interesting that no one else has reported this, just one YouTube channel. Well, it's Wednesday, and just going to have the old bang me heyo. I'll get it right eventually. And there won't be as much food I'll eat today as I had yesterday. I made up the water spinach. I actually cooked that up in the apartment. So I had quite a bit of food yesterday after having my far bar in the morning. So today I'll be a lot lighter because I want to go back to number 5 bar. It's Wednesday. It's been 2 days off, and that's good. I appreciate having the break. don't want to go to a pub every night. 3 nights a week's enough for me, I reckon. And just keeps the novelty factor in there to some degree. And last night I heard this sort of sound through pipes, through the water pipes. I couldn't work out what was going on. I got up about 3:30 in the morning, and there's this puddle of water just near the entrance to the doorway. So I went and actually just went to the loo and flushed the toilet, and after that it appears as if that somehow has reset the plumbing, and I couldn't hear this sound anymore. It sounded like someone was using the shower or something, you know, in the wee hours, but it wasn't. It was just for some reason the water was going through the pipes and somehow seeping up through the tiles on the floor and forming a puddle just where the door to the main door to the actual apartment was. Very strange. The puddle's still there, but it's probably evaporating because the pipes aren't moving any water through them. But this is so typical of being over here that all these sorts of issues seem to crop up time and time again. This is nothing unusual. I've had to have the bed repaired twice, and now we've got plumbing. It's not as bad as the other place I'm staying at, but it does have a similar pattern of well, the thing is what place has got, it's still got that constant smell, mouldy smell, and that would make sense if there's an issue with the plumbing, and there's been some minor flooding there, and that may be why it's got that mouldy smell. And I air out the place every morning now for about an hour. Open up the windows just to clean it out a bit. But yeah, I wouldn't contemplate staying there again. There's no way. But there's very few places that I'd consider staying at again, to be quite frank. The one I probably was most impressed with was in Nha Trang, and that was the hotel there, and I thought that was extremely well run, although the receptionist solely rung out. I don't know what the story was there, but it was in a great location and very good price. And even though it had seen better days, everything seemed to work okay. I didn't have any of these issues. I stayed there for a week. It wasn't a month, so to be fair, after a month I might have encountered some issues. But it was a pretty well-run hotel, and I'd actually go back there. I've also got high hopes for one in Da Nang. I've got my eye on for early next year. We'll see if that comes off. But yeah, that'd be really nice. When I look at the photos, which aren't necessarily an accurate portrayal of what you're going to get, it looks damn good. But that happens so often, and so many times I've been disappointed when I see the actual room itself. The room where I'm staying is actually much nicer. It's got a much nicer view of the road downstairs, and I was a bit concerned that it might be noisy, but it isn't. It's quite quiet, so that's a good thing. So it's got a few positives, but as usual, quite a few negatives. But that's life. And it must be so hard to please people staying at the place, because everyone's got their quirks. So it'd be a tough industry to be in, the accommodation industry. Now, it's a beautiful day today. There was a lot of cloud yesterday, so it might turn out okay, because I want to make sure I don't have to get a grab taxi as opposed to a grab bike, because there's a big difference in price. And if it's wet, I'd have to go the grab taxi option, which is about at least 3 times as much. Anyway, let's get some breakfast. Yeah, well, you can tell it's near peak hour. Just left Saigon Jane and bought 4 t-shirts. One's a Led Zepp one, that's for me. That was the cheapest one actually, it's only 240,000 dong. The others were, hold on, that was about the same price actually. I think it might have cost more, it might have cost 5 more. I don't know why they bothered changing the prices. But yeah, I got one I think it's quite clever, because it's faux metal jacket, and it's got an upturned helmet with faux in it. I thought that was quite clever. So I bought a couple as presents for my neighbours. I hope they don't hate it, but it's always a risk buying presents, isn't it? So hopefully they'll like it, but I think it's quite a clever t-shirt. They're about $15 each, so I think that's not bad. And I wish they had a bigger range. I mean, although I would have been there a lot longer if they had, because I went through every single t-shirt. That one was stood out, and the other one, because I'm a Led Zepp fan, that's nothing particularly spectacular about the t-shirt, but I thought, oh well, I need to get some individual stuff. So yeah, it feels good to just do something like that, finally get out of the way. And now I'll get the money changed. That'll be the unpleasant part, because it'll be a crowd of people. And then I can have a beer down at number 5. Although I might look for some faux before I do that. Not faux, cuon. And that's what I'm trying to say. There's even a lot of traffic here at the moment. Just don't take on cars, or take on bikes any day. They can get around you. The physics works in your favour, but not with cars. That was an ordeal today. It's so bloody humid waiting for the currency exchange, and it was just packed out. I haven't seen it that busy before. And there were a couple of people that were exchanging so much money. It must have been businesses that they had to put them into little black plastic bags. Just had huge wads of 500,000 dong notes. So I've never seen that before. And I saw 2 women lined up there, both doing the same. So there's a lot of money being exchanged there at the moment. It is a better rate than I'll pay online. It's the equivalent of about 16,700, and the going rate's about 16,500. So it's pretty damn good. They pay top rates, but gee, you have to earn it when you're waiting in line like that. This is the worst time of day to do it, no doubt, because it's so crowded. Yeah, I almost gave up on the currency exchange today, and I thought, well, we'll go to the bank one, which I just had enough time to make before 5. But glad I didn't. I think I must have been waiting there a quarter of an hour to get served. So it's very busy and very disorganised, and there's no fan. It would have helped if there would have been a fan outside, but I guess they don't want fans blowing money all over the place. It's the last thing they want at a money exchange. So that's the advantage of having ones that are inside. It's a bit more civilised. Oh, the one down the road is just a booth in the entranceway to a market. It's nothing splash. But anyway, almost there, and I'll go down and see if I'll have one more go at finding Wokoids, because I don't want to get to the bar too early anyway. It's only a little after 5, so burn off another quarter of an hour, not a bad thing. Yeah, I feel hot and sticky though. The beer will go down really well. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great. But please don't ignore me. That's the worst thing you can do on YouTube, is be ignored.